Hello, and welcome to Keep It Spiritually Simple. I'm your host, Sandra McEllis. It is December 1, and Spirit says it was going to give me a lot of things churning around in my body, saying, "You've got to stop and get on this video." I said, okay. Okay, here we go. I've done videos about the energy in November, and it was really bringing up a lot of things to shed and not recycle, to shed and not recycle. Super important. It's interesting that we're in the year of the snake because snakes shed, right? And it gives us an opportunity to shed what doesn't serve so we can have new skin and develop and grow from there. And this morning I felt like one of those plumbing tools where the snake was going through all my arteries and my veins and into my stomach. And it was trying to unblock any blockages that were left, maybe unseen to me. In November, I had a lot of revving energy. I could tell that my insides were being turned, churned every which way, especially behind the heart. There's a lot of heart stuff, emotionally, physically, mentally. And yet, my body was in homeostasis, according to allopathic medicine. So it's nice to have that confirmation that you know it's energy and you know that it's a transformation that is unexplained by any medical test. So I woke to December 1 today, going through my own personal angst about a situation that I know I have no control over. So as I broke into tears, broke into overriding those tears, to surrendering the fact that I have no control over the outcome of this situation at all whatsoever. None. And so as I putzed around the house this morning, doing a few things, Spirit was saying, you need to do a video. And I kept saying, I don't know if I'm in the right frame for it. They're like, you just need to go do it. And you need to help people by being raw and honest about your own situation, but also the ways that you override some of the static that is on my wires of frequency that are distorting me and taking me off into the crosswinds. So how do I get back? So a few things came up that I made note of that Spirit was bringing to my attention. And they were showing me that I needed to get inside and work my own circuitry board, my own control panel, my own dials. They've shown me this for years, and I've been really working on the volume, the tremble, the bass, and all the other spiritual dials and anything that's been on this piece of equipment that helps me operate as a physical being, right? Because it's the inside that is the true temperature. It's the inside that transmutes and transmits information and how long it hangs around. So they were showing me how I could go in, but now that panel that I'm accustomed to is no longer there. A lot of those dials have evaporated. They're gone because new ones will take its place. And they're not there yet. So it has me fumbling trying to find anything that seems familiar, but it's super clear that it's unfamiliar. And so it's left me feeling like I'm dangling over a cliff and there's no one to hear me. There's no one to pull me back up. That it's up to me to dangle and to figure it out, but to know that I'm safe in that dangling, that I'm not going to fall to my death on any level. So they were showing me that my inner world and the workings of my inner world in this instrument were much more important than the outer worlds. And even though things felt partially unfamiliar, there were one or two components that were familiar. And that was the stop, drop, sit, connect with my breath. Stop, become aware that something is very off. Drop into that, into my body, into that awareness. To sit with it, marinate with it as I connect with my breath, to realign my central nervous system that is divided into three components. Sympathetic, my fight or flight. Parasympathetic, my rest to digest. And the vagus nerve, which is a massive, underdeveloped, underknown nerve that goes from the central body to the brain to the core, with a lot of information to help override all of it to create a three-way homeostasis. And so they said, remember the prayer and the breath of gratitude we gave you a couple of weeks ago. Could you pull that up? Could you look at it? And then could you share it with your listeners? I said, yes, I will do that. So if you'll just take a moment to prepare to pause, to prepare to connect with your breath, to prepare to understand that we're on multiple places on the roller coaster. And as we know, roller coasters aren't one plane, they're going up, down, peaks and valleys, all of which, to get you to the peak, you must go into the valley. And then you must peak, and then you must come back down to the valley, because that's the only way the wave of the energy throughout your physical body can adjust without throwing you completely off. And although we do that on roller coasters, our life is a roller coaster. And so, again, the depths of the valleys are as important as the heights of the peaks that we are in. And as we prepare to face what is coming, energetically, whatever that is, we do not really know what that is. We are being told by multiple avenues of social media, much of which is fear-based, or our body resists it in interpretation of fear because it's unfamiliar, it's unknown. And so we have a tendency to brace, to lock down, to block, to clog our pipes, where we need the instrument of the snake to come through and to show us where our blockages are, and to help us to open that so it's more free flowing. So the creative juices of what to do and how to implement that in any given situation is critically important. And excuse me, the best way not to get blown away is to anchor from the root, and know that the rest of the body that is exposed as the physical body does not get washed away so easily, because it has an ebb and a flow. It moves with grace because it's not locked need. It's not locked body. It's allowing it to move and to flow. just like a very strong, tall building has to move a little bit, has to have a sway. So get your sway on, my friends, get your sway on. During this time, we are going to be shown who we really are. Because when shit hits the fan, people's true constitution comes out. Many people get grabby and needy and only want to take care of themselves or their own. And in order to navigate through this, yes, those boundaries will be tested. And you may find yourself reaching out to different communities and communities reaching out to you, but it's still a solo journey of how strong you are in your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and etherical self. And it is the only cell that you have control over. So think of it as an egg of energy, a bubble, whatever you want to call it. And all your information comes through that bubble into you and then back out again. And so how do you operate this shell, this egg, this cell of God source light to the best of your ability to not just help yourself, but to be helpful to anything in your surroundings by allowing the creative flow to come through your body, because you've allowed the instrument of the snake to come through and snake out any blockages and allow things to come through with least resistance or dead ends. So if you'll just take another moment here to connect with the breath and to come into that body, we're going to do a little breath meditation that I hope that you find helpful, and that hopefully you find so helpful that you'll share it with others while they're going through what they're going through. Because this information is to be shared, which is why we always ask, like, subscribe, share, comment, to help the algorithms so that these videos can just pop up on someone else's screen right when they need it, because you allowed it to keep going. You didn't just hold it for yourself to know. You thought this information that Sandy's bringing you has some value, and some of your friends may find it valuable to them as the energy begins to really peak up. And it's going to peak a little higher than we've ever really experienced. So we're going to be in higher altitudes on all levels. So the atmospheric air is going to be different as our body takes in this energy and tries to churn and turn the energy back out, all while keeping itself intact. Because nobody needs to implode over this. This is truly for our highest good. And it will make you stronger. It will seed new energy within you that you can share and allow to cultivate and grow to share with others. All right. So if you'll take a moment now just to close your eyes and just be in a space or a place that is comfortable for you. So as you settle in and you relax your shoulders, drop your attention into your body. Where am I holding some tension in my body? Is the place that I'm sitting actually comfortable? Do I just want to lay down and prop myself up? You do, you, during this meditation. So you're going to inhale some gratitude. Just inhale. That air is free to you. How grateful are you to that? Because that's your life source energy, is the air that you breathe. What a concept, right? So inhale for gratitude. Inhale for 4 seconds. Imagine bringing in something you're grateful for. It could be as simple as having a breath, having a home, having a moment here now to pause. So as you breathe that gratitude in for 4 seconds, hold and pause in appreciation. Release the pause. The gratitude expands in your chest and you feel warmth in your heart space. And as you exhale, you're exhaling the tension within your body. You're releasing things that you carry that don't serve you: stress, tightness, expectation, other people's energy, and the need to control. Surrender it. Inhale again, something that you're very grateful for. Hold that breath in appreciation that you're able to. And then exhale it and let what doesn't serve you be transmuted and sent back to source. And as you continue to inhale and to pause and to exhale, to pause, to inhale, to pause, to exhale, and to pause, you're expanding your lungs. You're putting yourself into parasympathetic rest to digest, rest to process, slowing down the inner rhythm of the body so it can now figure out what's in it that doesn't serve it, that needs to be snaked out, to let go, so that you can see all the creativity in the walls of the arteries and the veins and the cells, the organs within your body that have just been gunked up because we've allowed our lives to get busier than we had anticipated. And we're realizing how overwhelmed we truly are, and that we're not taking enough self-nurturing love time to pause and simply acknowledge the power of the breath and how it goes in and rooters into every little nook and cranny. So now your cells can flow, can move. It's not stopped up anymore. It's not clogged up. It's flushing naturally because you've taken a moment to override the chaos by commanding the brain, placing it into gratitude, and using your nose to inhale, taking it down into your chest and your lower chest to really pull it in there and pause, expand those lungs down towards those hips, expand them out underneath the arms that we always have locked down. Expand that stomach forward, pop it out, pause it. Now exhale through your mouth, which relaxes all of your abdominal muscles that hold so much tension because the core is so tight, holding on to all kinds of things, including the support of the spine. So relax it. Continue to breathe to the count of 4, to pause, to release all that doesn't serve. Continue to breathe in, pause it. As you pause it, just see it filtering down to the pubic bone. As you open your mouth to just exhale, 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 empty out, hollow in that stomach, pushing that diaphragm to push that air, all that doesn't serve, right back up. Feel your nervous system resetting right here in this moment. Feel it resetting. Feel the resistance, letting go. Feel life's lessons that you can connect to your mind and override anything. Anything. Feel the love of yourself. Just feel the love of yourself. Maybe you have some pets around you. Feel the love of them. Feel the love that you want to receive from others. Feel it. Just feel it. Allow it to flow through. Allow your cells to carry it through every avenue within your physical and energetic body. Release old stories, old paradigms, release the tension, the fear, the overwhelm, the inability to control the external. Just surrender to it. Let it just be as it is and work on your instrument and work on the transformation it's going through. And as you are developing and self-developing your new instrument panel with all of its dials, just continue to tune into that. The exterior world will not seem as overwhelming as it is when your focus is this instrument, this vehicle, this avatar that houses your spirit, that is here to have these experiences through the physical avatar. And how do you work in compliance? How do you work in cohesiveness? How do you work together as one unit, spirit and physical? Allow it to soften anything that is hardened within your body. Connect with that through this breath. Continue to breathe in through your nose. Pull it all the way down the bottom of your lungs and then hold it to the count of 4. Open your mouth. Exhale. Let the stomach soften. Release. Feel the gears. The sympathetic clicking over to the parasympathetic. Now the vagus nerve can pick it up and send it from that God source gut to the God source brain. And see those messages as effervescence, just flowing freely. See the body flowing freely. Now you've realized the tension within the body, within the shoulders, within the legs, within the feet, within the hands. Continue to breathe in. Pull that air all the way to the bottom of the lungs. Expand it out underneath the arms. Open your mouth and exhale. And feel the abdominals just releasing. Feel the blood flowing through your body. Feel the calm. Feel the peace. Feel the trust that you are safe. You are exactly where you need to be. You just have to realize that you need to take a pause and be in this space, in this place where love is flowing through you, to you, for you, and from you. So emanate that, exude that, be the example of that, not just to yourself, but to anything you come in contact with. It creates a much more gentle flow. Everywhere you go, you're just sprinkling it everywhere. So now I want you to take a moment to anchor this energy within the physical body. Place a hand on your heart. Doesn't matter which one, just whichever one you feel comfortable. It doesn't matter. Don't get caught up in that. Just place a hand on your heart. Feel that beautiful heart exchanging energy into your hand. Feel it move up and down with every single breath you take. Breathe in. Send the air through the lungs into the body. Feel that oxygen going all through the body. And as you exhale, feel the carbon dioxide coming out. Continue this exchange as you become more aware of where you are in this moment, as you awaken to this rhythm of your breath. Observe and become aware of your nervous system in this moment. Become aware and observe how you actually feel in this moment. It's a refresher we need multiple times a day in order to go out and get up those hikes, peaks. We need that energy to do so, and that comes from the inner breath. It creates strength, stamina, and stability. And as you peak and come back down into the valley, to gain energy, we need to pause, connect with this breath, stop, drop, sit, become aware, connect as we gain the momentum to go up the next height, the next peak, the next valley, the next hill, no matter how big or small it is, throughout our life, throughout our day. Let's take it with knowing I can. I can do this. And I can do this from a place of being in wholeness and connected with my real authentic self, not saying or doing things on the fly that may not even be an idea directly from us. It's a collective thing. So step back and be one less. Thank yourself as you become more aware that you're in this space. And when you're ready, sit up. When you're ready, stand up. Remember how you felt during this time and space, connecting with your breath, placing gratitude and appreciation, which trumps all the other minutiae. It's that plumber snake going through your body. That's what gratitude and appreciation does. It goes through your body and unclogs every pore, nook, and cranny to allow creativity and love to flow for you, to you, through you, from you. placing you in wholeness, placing you in stability, placing you in better alignment, placing you in agility. Now you can pivot, you can circle, you can gain peripheral sight, bringing in more understanding through the love that transmutes all the chaos and confusion of not knowing and not being able to control. Be your own emergency medical technician, because that is what this breath really is. It's an emergency medical tech support. Be it for yourself. Be the lifeline you are to you before you can extend it out to anyone else. So being thankful, grateful, gratitude, feeling that inner world more connected and ready to face the outer world. All of these things create a wholeness within thyself that is seen, felt, and exudes to others. Trying to see what else I made a note of here, because it was just so quick that I jumped on. Spirit saying that we just brought it together the way it needs to be. You know, this is not weakness, this is strength. When you stop, drop into, sit with, connect to the breath, this is self-preservation. This is a necessity. And it needs to be done as often as it possibly can be done so that you can truly tune into how it feels. So when you become off tune, you know immediately, ooh, let me stop, drop, sit, and connect with my breath for just a moment, please. Let me step back. Let me take a pause. I don't care where you are or what you're doing. Air is free. You can override it. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it while you're at work. You can do it anywhere you want. And if you need a moment of solitude, go to the bathroom. Leave your phone at your desk. Step away from the electronics for just a moment. The interferences that take our electromagnetic precious self and distort it. But you can become aware of that just by tuning into your breath and feel the difference afterwards, how good you feel. So as this month, things are going to get a little pumped up energetically. You don't have to get caught up. Please don't get caught up in the why, where, how, what, because all that does is distract you and literally disassemble your nervous system without your permission. Or is it without your permission? Because if you have total control over what this body does, and why would you allow yourself to be distorted, separated in that way? Can you connect to your breath and become in wholeness? Say, I'm not participating in that program anymore. And even though some things may feel very unfamiliar, I have the courage because I've connected with my breath, and my breath snakes out my body and it tells me I'm safe, tells me I'm okay, gets me into complete alignment and balance and homeostasis in an instant. And then I can see, sense, and feel where I want to move from here, what step I want to take, what direction I want to go towards. But it will be my doing. It will not be swept away by all of the things that are being out there in this universe that are coming down to the earth's surface to distract you from being in wholeness. We are all vines of the divine. We're all dangling. Make it a spiritual sport. How do you want to play with it? Because within play, there's a creative way to maneuver around any obstacle that could create harm. That's right. That's right. Let it all out. Okay? So much love to each and every one of you, you divine light beings of the world. Tune into your light more. Let it shine. Connect with that breath. Find out more about yourself in that breath, in that place of rest to digest. There's so much here to be offered to you. You're just not seeing it because we have such a crazy day of responsibilities, but we're bypassing the ultimate responsibility of tuning in to self, tuning in to the vehicle. And trust me, when you tune in, your GPS, God Protective Services, it's on high octane, brothers and sisters. It's on high octane. You choose your fuel. Let it be your breath. Promise you, your choices from that breath will be different. Okay? If you need any help on this journey, embodimentofthesoul.com is my website, embodimentofthesoul.com. You can always leave me a comment here on YouTube. You can see us and listen here, and then it's just audio on all the other channels. So if you want to hop over here and see the face that delivered this, please do. But remember, share your support, like, subscribe, and share. All right. See you all on the next video. Bye.